Well, it's mailbag time again. Got this massive box that barely fits on my desk. Now, normally I'd open this up on the floor, but my floor is currently a little bit full. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I've still got this stuff sitting here, so I'm going to rid. So as usual, I'll put links down below if I can. So check those out if you're interested in anything. Helps to support the channel as well, because I'll get a commission on some of these things. Not all of them. This is just a little BNC cable. Got some nice clip leads. Here's a silicon wires too. Those are silicon, that's nice. Little hook clips. Now I actually got these for the intention of using them on this thing, because I've got the original cable for this, but it's really rigid and stiff. It's just not very nice. I've done a repair on this sink, or LC102 capacitance tester. Now the thing is with these, you can't have too much capacitance in these leads, otherwise this doesn't like it. So it's a bit hit and miss, but whether or not these cables will work on it. Now I did actually have another cable very similar to this, which worked on the LC77. It worked fine on that, and the 53. I've got another one of these just to see if it's going to work on here. We kind of want to know what capacitance it is, because that's quite important. Let's see what capacitance we get out of this lead. 100 picofarad. Ooh, yeah. I think I needed less than that. I think I needed about 60, I think, or 80. Where's the original lead? This is the almost original lead. A lead which has been made by someone, which does work. Jumping around a fair bit. Come on. Cooperate. Why is it jumping around so badly? Interesting. So I was actually having suspicions about this cable, because I was having issues with this cable being a bit flaky when I was doing it last time on the unit. Let's actually just plug the thing in and see how it goes, shall we? Let's just do that. So let's do an open. That worked. Let's do a short. That worked. So it looks like it's going to accept this cable, which is brilliant, because this is a much nicer cable to use than this one. Let's just try a random capacitor from somewhere. 10 microfarad from here. Let's do that. Let's see what this says for it. Check capacitance with that. 9.38 microfarad. ESR 1.8 ohms. So 9.38 microfarad. Let's see what this LCR meter says. 9.7. Bit of a difference there. Now I haven't actually calibrated this LC102 yet, because I wasn't sure if I was finished with it. I probably am, but I was seeing readings lower on this thing, so it's not surprising it's reading lower. But anyway, that cable works. Yay. Oh no, we got multiple packages in here. Even better, we get more. Hold on, I'll go get my cat off my keyboard. You got another cable. Right, we'll test this one as well. Is it exactly the same? Silicon as well. I think this cable's identical. I got it from a different supplier though, so you know. Let's see what this one's like. Could be exactly the same. 110 picofarad. It's actually slightly worse. But, that's okay. I mean, the other cable worked, so that's good enough. It's just funny, I'll get two cables that are identical from different places. I wonder if that works. So, a packet of clips. So, these little hook leads I've been using. Well, these cables have got these nice hooks on them. These are the same ones. So you can get these little hooks on different cables, and there's varying degrees of quality of these things available, and I've noticed that this particular style looks to be better. So they look this shape, right? Look out for this particular shape, right? I'll link for these ones down below. And I do different colours and stuff as well, but I found these ones seem to be better quality. So I've got a pack of them. 5 red with 5 black. I've also got some cables with those clips already on, 1 metre length, and there's 10 pieces here. So pre-made cables. Very useful hooking up test gear and testing things. And this one here, different. These ones have got banana plugs on them as well. So it's stackable banana plugs with clip leads. Right, so there's the banana plugs in there. So you can plug these in and hook onto things like with a multimeter or whatever. And again, multiple colours. The reason I've got multiple colours is because sometimes it's a bit hard trying to trace what you're doing when you've got red and black cables and nothing but red and black cables, and you've got a few of them hooked up. If you're trying to like, test multiple power supplies, for example, you could at least know which one's going to which one. So, a pack of them. So, I was saying those hooks look quite good. There are other ones which aren't as good. Let me find some.
A few moments later.
I can't find them. So, there are other ones which aren't as good. They don't look like that. They do look cheaper. And I've got some here somewhere. I don't know where they are. Or maybe I threw them away because they're rubbish. I had to put issue with them. They tended to melt. Things like that. So they just weren't very good. The hooks tended to bend out on them and things like that. They weren't that good. So, and we've got some more cable. This is a different version again. Let's try this one. Basically, I'm trying to find one that's got the lowest capacitance. Whichever one's got the lowest capacitance is the one that's going to getting used. Now this is a bit of a thicker cable, much more rigid. Those nice flexible ones and thin, they're good. I like them. What coax are these made from? This is 75 ohm coax. This is 75 ohm. Doesn't have a type on it. What are these ones? These ones don't have any markings that I can see. Yeah, no markings that I can see on that. But it says 75 ohms. Anyway, let's see what capacitance we get in this cable. The reason I'm doing this is because it's probably going to help someone at some point. Now these have got crocodile clips as well. That's 110 picofarad as well. So, yeah, okay. So the very first cable we tested was the best one. Let me just quickly try it. Let's see if it will calibrate. Open. Yep. Short. Yep, it will work on that cable as well. So, that's fine. And some UNI-T clip leads. So UT-C01 hook types. So these have got 2mm points in them. Let's have a look. I've got these long probes. Will these go? Oh yeah, they will. Great, they will go. Long probes will go in. Brilliant. That's what I was hoping for actually. So then you can just hook your probes in like this and then hook these onto the bits of gear you're trying to test. Rather than trying to hold probes into different places and stuff. These are quite nice. And the hooks are quite big. It's sticking out the side there like that, but it's quite a large hook. Stop focusing on the background. So, and it's a wire hook like that. Same on that one. So, but the long probes, this type, actually go in, which is brilliant. I might get some more of those. Perfect. Not sure what's in this then. Now I may have some review items coming, so it's possible it's a review item. I don't actually know. It's possible it is. It is a review item. Okay. So it's FNIRSI ERD10 Electromagnetic Radiation Detector. This is for detecting EMI and RF fields, things like that. Check your environmental conditions. So I know that I have a lot of interference in here. I actually already have a tester, which I'm going to use as a comparison for this, just to see how it goes. Now the other tester I've got is quite a cheap one. I don't really know how accurate it really is. It'll be a case of seeing what we get really. So I'll be doing a review on this. Watch out for that coming out in the very near future. So electric field strength, magnetic field strength, radiated power and ambient temperature. Yeah, I think I know where this is from. My suspicion has been the usual thing with bubble wrap on the top, nothing on the bottom. Alright, paper, even better, paper. Yeah, just like really well protected as you can see. They set the word gaming on something, it can double the price straight away. Doesn't actually have to mean anything to do with gaming, just put the word gaming on, it's suddenly worth more. Anyway, here's a FireCuda by Seagate. These got quite a decent spec, I suppose, for resilience. I was looking at the resilience online, and the TBW was quite high. I don't remember exactly what it was now, but it's also fairly high speed. But NVMe hard drives, SSDs, Gen 4x4 NVMEs. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. That sounds silly. I'll explain. With my Synology NAS, which I recently picked up, I don't know, a couple of months ago now probably, that's got the option of having NVMe drives installed in it. Now, they recommend Synology ones. Of course, Synology recommend the Synology own SSDs, which are twice the price, whatever they are. They're certainly more expensive. I didn't want to spend that much money. Now, I'm probably not going to use these as drives as such. It's only 1 terabyte drives, so not particularly big. But they've got the ability to use them as a cache, so you can use a read cache or a write cache, or read-write cache. Now, if I put one in, I can choose a read cache only, which will help. You put one in running as a read cache on an NAS. If I put 2 in, I could do a read-write cache. Now, the thing is with read-write cache is that there's always a risk that if you lose power, you lose data. There's a bit of a caveat there, like, yeah, you can gain some performance. Does that performance really matter in real world for what you're doing? Maybe, maybe not, depends on what you're doing. But a read cache is certainly beneficial. I know that according to information I've found, a read-write cache is beneficial for doing things like time machine backups, which is one of the main things my NAS is used for, is backups. So I back up all the computers onto the NAS. That NAS then also backs up to another NAS, which is in a different place. I'm not decided yet whether I'm going to use both drives and do a read-write cache, or whether I'm just going to do a read-only cache. I might just do a read cache only, see how that goes. But I've got 2, so I'm thinking I might do a read-write cache. I mean, these have got decent specs. I don't think these have power loss protection though. You pay more for that, of course, even though it's just literally a couple of capacitors on the board. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, that's what those are for. So that's that part of my bag. Now, I've still got a massive box. I've got to make some room, I think. I'm going to have to do it on the floor and try and open it on the floor. So I need to make some room.
2 hours later.
Well, I managed to get enough room on the floor. Barely. Oh, so many things on the go. Right, let's get this thing open. Ram knife, see if we can get it open with this. Well, it's looking promising. Stuff full of paper. Double boxed. Okay, this is Defpom proved. Well done. Well done. Let's get the second box here. Oops, let's get some cats. Next box. Inside of this one, not so good, but wrapped, I suppose. In fact, a double box there, I think that makes it good. Double boxing adds a lot of protection. And it's still bubble wrapped as well, so that's all good. Okay, get rid of this one. Clean wrapped around the edge, bubble wrap on the front and the back, lid on the sides. They've actually done a reasonably good job. Yeah, definitely Defpom approved. I mean, could have used a bit more padding in that second box, but yeah, I think it's just me being a bit fussy. But then you need to be fussy when it comes to test gear. That's the whole point, isn't it? Actually, I might use a real knife because this stuff's a bit challenging to get through. Okay. Here's the rear. It's upside down. I have to remember to set the voltage before I power it up. Although I don't think I will be powering it up yet. The description showed it as, well, this there had a fault. So I don't think I actually want to power it yet. I think I need to fix it. There she is. So there's a couple of these on eBay. This was the cheaper one. And it's also stated as not working. So I'm just looking through the front panel here and I can actually see the display is, it looks like it's back slightly on this side. So maybe something's come dislodged, or, but I'll be doing a video on this obviously. Caljo 97, so and we've got some calibration keys, which is great. These are lower down than these ones. Almost like the front is pushed back. Maybe the front's pushed back. I'm going to take this top panel off and have a look right now. I will be doing a proper video on this thing. Also I need to fix it. That all shifted as I released that. It's just some PCBs sitting there. Those just got a bit of curve in them. Okay, so there's no apparent damage there, it's just the way it's sitting. That's fine. That's a good thing. Right, so watch out for the video on this. Now, if you haven't noticed, it's a programmable resistance standard. You can actually program in any value you want and it will generate it. So instead of having like fixed resistor values like you'd have on like my Fluke 5450A and my Datron calibrator, where they've got fixed resistors which are built into the unit, so you can only have those particular values. This uses a digital system of generating the resistance. Anyway, I don't know exactly how, but it means you can just basically dial up any resistance you want and it will generate it. So very versatile. It's only lower resolutions. I think it's like yeah, I think it's rated for 6.5 digits basically. So it's not like my other stuff which could be doing more than that. This is only 6.5 digits, but it's a lot more functional. Now I did actually have another unit which I picked up a couple of years back now, which was a time electronics unit, and it has some dials and stuff on it that will switch dials, and you could dial it up that way, but it had individual segments, so each decade was individual. I've still got it, it's out of my lab. I mean, I got that for that same intention. You could dial up whatever resistance you wanted. Now I found it wasn't as accurate as I wanted, and plus I had to interconnect in between each stage as well, and all the connections on the back. Not so convenient. This has got good potential. Shall we take the panel off and just have a look inside? Like I said, I'll be doing a full video on this. I need to fix it. I need to change the voltage on the back. I should do that right now actually before I forget. I'll change the voltage on the back right now. And there's the inside. So my suspicion is that there's going to be issues with capacitors. The description of it is that the display would flash when you turn it on, and when you turn it back off again it flash, but there's nothing otherwise on display. So it could be a power supply issue, it could be a connection issue. I mean, the way this board plugs into the, yeah, this PCB board here sort of pushes into the main board at the back here. I mean, maybe there's an issue with that. Who knows? I'll have to look into it in more detail, figure that part out. There's not many capacitors in here to change at least, so that's a good thing. It uses the LM399AH, I think that says. I'm trying to see what it says. LM399H is the reference it uses. Excellent. At least the inside is all here. It's intact, there's no chips missing, and that's always a good thing. As long as it's intact, then I've got something to work with. If I get a piece of equipment which is physically okay and all there, there's a really good chance I can fix it. If you get a piece of gear which has got like ICs missing or boards missing, that sort of stuff, that's when it gets right up. Well, you know, why bother? Because it will cost a lot of money to buy it, like a missing board. Sometimes the board will go for the price of a broken piece of gear. They're ridiculous when they get stripped out and, you know, sold for parts and stuff. Let's change the voltage in this before I forget. Thankfully on this one it's nice and easy. So I always check for when I'm buying gear. Whether I can change the voltage, whether I can convert the voltage. So let's come over here, click this. Now 230 volts. Fuse, always check the fuse. It's got a 750 milliamp in it, which is the correct one for original. I will change it later on, not going to mess with it right now. Good. So, there's a few things to watch out for there. Got the review of this tester here. We got the repair of this unit here. I don't think I'm going to do anything on the NAS upgrade. That's probably not exciting. And I'm sure other people have covered it already on the internet thoroughly, far more than I can. Those two videos there to watch for in the future. Patreon money went towards this equipment here to help me to buy it. This was very expensive considering that it also doesn't work. So, yeah, it's one of these things. I think it was $1,200 US or something like that, I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't cheap. That's the cost of making videos, I suppose. Other videos to watch down below there, other repair videos and stuff like that. Subscribe link right there, and there's a Patreon support link over there. Catch you later.